Well, welcome back, everybody, and welcome back since Labor Day. We are still working at Radio Entrepreneurs. We've worked right through the whole summer and trying to help people to understand how entrepreneurs are getting back to work and going to work. And, part of that is our regular weekly segments with the one and the only Marc Z, president of Marc Z Legal Staffing. We like to call it at Radio Entrepreneurs, the Marc Z moment. So what moment do you have to share with us today, Marc?
Well, Jeff, great to be here. Great to share what's going on with our listeners. And first, I want to say that unfortunately we lost our Chief Justice of the Massachusetts courts, Ralph Gans, yesterday, and the legal community mourns him, and as well as the business community. Just quite a guy. So I wanted to first let our audience know, if they haven't, because he was really something. We're lucky to have him. Secondly,
well, did you know him, Marc?
I had the pleasure of meeting him several times over my career in the legal field. Just such a quality guy, down-to-earth guy. And my last time that I saw him, he actually swore in my future son-in-law when he passed the Massachusetts bar and was sworn in last November. So, and just such a.
I don't want to make light of it, but I'm sure you didn't get him his job as the judge.
No, he was way ahead of me before, but he was just a fabulous person.
Well, that was nice, and nice of you to share that and talk about that. And right now, I think the whole legal profession is in transition, and you're seeing it at every level. I'm hearing about legal assistants no longer being needed in firms, that consolidating work within partnerships, redistribution of salaries, new methods of marketing. I think law firms, as much as any service firm, are really going through change right now.
Correct, and that's the Marc Z moment, Jeff. Unfortunately, right now, our firm layoffs going on. The smaller firms are staying compact, but the bigger firms, I would say, with personnel staff of 100 or more in the city, even ones that may be in between 50 and 100 may have a refocus on work that is being repurposed, as you would say, and some partners that were service partners are not getting the hours, so their base is either going down or they've been furloughed. Employees at firms of about 100 or more that were the firms that were taking the PPP loan, now, because it's been extended and because the benefits have worn off, are now laying off and strategically looking at staff. Who can we keep? Who's redundant? Who we do not need anymore? Because the law, just like with companies, and our many companies out there, they're looking at skills and experience that's no longer needed. So, for example, several law firms this summer that did not take the PPP loan quietly laid off staff or furloughed them. And ones that came back and now took the PPP loan have now started laying off staff. Most of the staff that is being laid off are, as you say, the legal assistants, the mid-level managers, the people that had significant salary and benefit financial impact in the firm that, for example, legal assistants, the attorneys really don't need them, particularly if they're working remotely. And the amount of work that's done over a period of a week, even, not even a day, is so minimal, they can work it out to say, you know what, we can keep this amount of workers, and what extra work this partner or associate needs their administrative person to do, we can farm that out to this person. So a lot of legal assistants, some people who've been at firms for 30 years or more, that have started with that firm and had their careers, have had to be laid off. People at all ages and stages, and firms have had to rework that because they do not know when the pandemic is going to end, and they have to think strategically into 2021 and beyond. If they knew we're going to have this business and we'll be back, the other, from a business standpoint, they just don't need the employees, and they're reevaluating, as we've said on other shows, their real estate too.
Well, I mean, if it was a normal entrepreneurship, if there were one or two or three owners, we understand who the priority is. But, when you're looking at a law firm, you've got to protect the partners first. This could be the beginning of turning law firms around. This could be the beginning of eventually starting to look at partners and changing things for partners. And, do these law firms, and we can talk about it now or another segment, do these law firms really have good strategic plans? I mean, are they really run like businesses, or are they running them like little financial hierarchies? And I think that's an important thing in today's world, because the world of law is changing. Litigation is changing right now. And I'm not sure a lot of these firms really do have a true strategic plan. It's hard to do strategic planning, Mark, when you're doing it by committee.
Right. First of all, especially with the bigger firms, the way litigation is still being tied up a little bit because the courts still haven't fully opened up yet. And a lot of the court work is being done on Zoom. So you have a lot of pent up business, but nobody knows when that's going to be done. And you're right. In terms of thinking strategically, this pandemic has led a lot of the firms to now think strategically, to develop a plan that they didn't have before.
Well, Mark, that's very good.
This.
That was a powerful Mark Z moment. We're going to have another one next week. Mark, if someone's looking for you, to the point, how do they find you?
First of all, go on to marczlegal.com, MARCZ legal, LEGAL.com, and 617-338-1300.
I don't want to undermine the intelligence of attorneys, but geez, if they were using your services and my services more, I'm sure they'd be attacking this plan a little bit harder. Maybe we'll talk about that in a future segment. Thanks again, Marc Z. Our heart's always with you. Big supporter of Radio Entrepreneurs. We'll be right back after this break.